Let me share you the screen. Okay. So this is the third lecture of SMD. In previous lectures, we have seen the fourth unit and some of the important concepts from the fourth unit. Am I clearly audible to everyone? Yes? Okay. So this is the interesting topic, and this is very much important topic of software modeling, that is design patterns. So after covering all the points from architectural design and software oriented architecture, now today we'll discuss about the design patterns. So first and very important thing, that why these design patterns are so much important and where they are actually used. They are very much used in day-to-day life in the software development process life cycle. And the most important or the most favorite topic of the interviewer to encounter the questions, uh, lots of questions on this same topic. So this topic is important from the interviewer's point of view too. So you have to study it nicely. You have to remember all the concepts of this design patterns. So first of all, before get starting with the design patterns, you all must know, because some of the part of design patterns you have studied in the software engineering. Okay, so what actually these design patterns are nothing but they are evolved as a reusable solutions to the problems that we encounter in every day of programming, and they are generally targeted at solving the problems of object by generating solutions, or this is nothing but solving the problems of object generation and integration. Okay, so for that purpose basically these design patterns are used. These generalized patterns act as templates, and that can be applied to the real world problems. Okay, so now in this you can see what is a design pattern. So you can also say it as a pair of problem and solution, in which you find out the number of problems the designer may come through while designing a software or a model, and it prepare a number of solutions for those problems. Okay, and for preparing the solutions, the designer should go through all of the design patterns. Okay, so it is a technique to repeat designer success. Okay, till he gets some success to implement that uh, particular pattern. Again and again he repeat through this design process. Okay, so that is nothing but the software design patterns are. Okay, and this concept is where it is coming from. So the background or the history behind this design patterns are, this is actually implement this concept is actually implemented by or invented by the four authors of the book Elements of Reusable Object Oriented Software, and referred this four user as a gang of four. Okay, so all of these design patterns are created or generated by them. Okay, the book is divided into two parts, and the first part explains about the pros and cons of the object oriented programming, and the second part explains about the evolution of 23 classic software design patterns. Okay, so uh, all these are categorized in some main types. Okay, and that we are going to see in this particular lecture. And from them and from then the gang of four design patterns has made a significant role in the software development life cycle. Okay, so this patterns, design patterns actually came from this from the motivation of these four authors. Okay, so which actually this design patterns are. Okay, the we'll see the diagram first. Actually means how the patterns are used. Okay, or what is the use, you can go through this diagram. Okay, the designer who have some problem statement, he designed for that, he solve or he forms some set of solution for that. Okay, he has a problem definition, he finds some solution, set of solutions, and implement those in a design form. Okay, so actually, and then give it to the programmer so that the programmer will actually make a implementation on it. Okay, so in this manner the patterns are used. So these patterns are basically the prerequisite for this design pattern. So to make use of these design patterns, you have to understand, or you should have a basic understanding of object oriented concepts like abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation. Okay, and you should have a basic knowledge of classes, interfaces, and the abstract classes. Okay, so that it will be very helpful to implement or to form this design patterns. Okay, so these are the main concepts from object oriented programming that you have to go through. Okay, so from all this theory, or from all this overview, what we understood, that it is not a programming language, but we are moving towards the design. Okay, programming languages are moving towards the design, and many patterns are being implemented in these programming languages. Okay, so now the very important and basic point is that how they are categorized. So these design patterns have three types, and these are very much important types. You have to remember it. uh, you have to remember it. First one is the creational pattern. Okay, which concerns the process of object creation. Means in this particular, creational patterns are related to what? In this particularly, you mainly focus on object creation, you create some objects. Okay, this type deals with the object creation and initialization, and this pattern gives the program more flexibility in deciding which objects need to be created for a given case. Okay, which objects need to be created for a given case. And the example of these uh, creational patterns are some patterns like singleton pattern, factory pattern, abstract factory pattern, etc. Okay, then the second type, structural. So what it means, so it concerns with the integration and composition of classes and objects. So in the first one we have created some object. Now in the second one, in structural, we focus on the integration and composition of this object and the classes. Okay, so this structural type deals with the class and object composition. This pattern focuses on decoupling interface and implementation of classes and objects. And the example of this structural pattern patterns are the adapter pattern or bridge pattern, etc. Okay, so now till now in the both in the previous two types, we have created the object. In the second, we have uh, implemented and composed them, and now in the third, that is in the behavioral pattern. So in behavioral pattern, we focus on the behavior of this object and classes. So these are called as a behavioral design patterns. Okay, now actually we are going to see how they are going to behave. Okay, how the interconnections are in between, how the relationships are in between. So that we are going to do in the behavioral patterns. So this type deals with the uh, communication between classes and object. Okay, communication between classes and object. Um, so these are the main three categories of design patterns. Okay, now let's start with the uh, or what are the necessary quality attributes while designing these patterns. Okay, so that you already have studied in the software engineering, that are modifiability, exchangeability, reusability, extensibility, and maintainability. Okay, so these are important quality attributes of design patterns. And the properties of this design pattern, what they provides you, they they are more general code for better reusability. Okay, to reuse your components, to reuse your object and classes. So that is a main basic property of the design patterns. And redundant code elimination for the uh, better maintainability. Okay, there should not be redundant code. Okay, same code should not be there in many of the functions. Okay, that should be avoided. Okay, so now let's get started with the first type, that is creational patterns. These are deals with the object creation mechanism, as we have seen, in a manner suitable to a given situation. Okay, as as per the need of the situation, you create object. So basically, under this creational, now you are having these patterns, these design patterns. So read it carefully. 5 design patterns are there: singleton pattern, factory pattern, abstract factory pattern, builder pattern, and the prototype pattern. You have to remember this four, this five. First, what is a singleton design pattern? Okay, or what is this singleton pattern is? So this pattern basically belongs to creational type, and this pattern is used when we need to ensure that only one object of a particular class need to be created. Okay, again, listen it carefully. Only one object of a particular class is need to be created. All further references to the objects are referred to the same underlying instance created. Okay, means only one instantiation, only one object is created, and the other classes or other objects will access this particular object and then proceed for the further implementation or further uh, execution. So used where it is actually used, only one object of a particular class is instantiated or required, At that time, this singleton factory is used, this singleton pattern is used, and this one instance will coordinate all actions across the application. Okay, and the example is also given here. Only one prime minister or president of a country handles or controls all all the operations, all the mechanisms. So that is nothing but the example of, or through that person, particular person, we are actually uh, doing the um other things. Okay, so that can be the example of singleton pattern. Okay, the diagram is given here. Only one class, one method is there, and only the one object is there. Okay, uh, that is in the singleton implementation. This is using the UML class diagram. Okay, in this particularly you can see you are having this pattern, singleton pattern, which defines a gate instance operation. Okay, which exposes the unique instance which is accessed by the clients. So that is the singleton pattern. Then the second one is the factory pattern. Okay, so why factory pattern is important, where actually it is used. So factory pattern defines an interface, okay, for creating an object, but let subclasses decide which class to instantiate. Okay, the factory method lets a class differ lets a class differ instantiation it uses to subclasses. Okay, I mean basically what you have to remember here, suppose as an example, I'll give you example of a client. If a client want to use some products, okay, client wants to use some product, so he directly can't access that product, but instead what he do or what he does, he creates some, or he is having some intermediary between, that is a factory pattern. This factory patterns is the intermediate between the client and the product. Okay, and through this factory pattern, that client is going to access that particular pattern. Okay, because it don't have the direct access with the product, so in between is the factory pattern. Okay, so this factory pattern is one of the most used design patterns in a real world application. And factory pattern creates object without exposing the creation logic to the client, and referred to newly created object using the common interface. Okay, so these things about the factory pattern you need to remember. This is most used design pattern in a real or modern programming language like Java and C sharp, and it creates object without exposing the instantiation logic to the client. Okay, म्हणजे client factory pattern ला या invoke करणार to access the methods of, or to access the product indirectly. Okay, and it refers to the newly created object through a common interface. Okay, now whatever I have explained right now, that is given in this particular slide, the implementation is really simple. The client needs a product, but instead of creating it directly using the new operator, it asks the factory object for a new product by providing the related details. The factory instantiates a new concrete product and then returns it to the client, the newly created product. And the client uses the product as a abstract products without being aware about their concrete implementation. Okay, so that is the basic uh, thing or basic logic behind this particular design pattern, factory pattern. So for this is a main use of factory method. So how it works, so that is given in this particular slide. It defines an interface for creating an object. Okay, this factory method defines an interface for creating an object. Okay, and the example is also given there. Example of a hotel where a room is considered as a factory, okay, or the mediator between what you are going to get, how you are going to get the services, okay, and how you are going to do some actions. So while staying at the hotel you might need to make a phone call. So you call the front desk, and the person there will connect you with the number of you need with the number you need. So becoming a phone call factory because he controls the access to calls. On a single call you are uh, going to get the services. Okay, so instead of instead of directly getting the other services, how you go through this phone call. So we make it as a factory method. Okay, the main method by which you are going to access the other things. It is related to the idea on which libraries work. A library uses abstract classes. So, as at the start of this lecture, I told you that you have the basic knowledge of these classes, abstract classes, and the uh, concept of object oriented programming. So, you should know about the abstract class. Um, for defining and maintaining relations between objects, the library knows when an object needs to be created, but what kind of object it should create, that the library doesn't know. Okay, only object needs to be created, that is known uh, by the particular application, this being specific to the application using the libraries. Okay, okay, so the what is the intent behind creating this particular factory method, or this using this libraries? Okay, so it defines an interface for creating objects, but let subclasses to decide which class to instantiate. Okay, only the role what they performed is they create objects. Okay, and which object is need to be instantiated, that particular thing or that particular operation they uh, hand over to the classes. Okay, which object they need to be instantiated. uh, Now they refers to the newly created object through a common interface. Okay, so what are the particular participants these classes or in this pattern are there? So these participants like product, concrete product, creator, concrete creator, that you have to focus on while designing this pattern. So what actually uh, they are what actually they provides you, or how they defines. So product defines the interface for objects for objects the factory method creates. Okay, it defines the interface. Then what do you mean by a concrete product? Concrete product implements the product interface. Okay, it implements the product interface. First interface is the product interface, which is implemented by the next one, that is the concrete product. Next is creator. It is also referred as a factory because it creates the product objects. Okay, it declares the method, factory method, which returns a product object. Okay, you will get a clear idea by referring the diagrams. In your books also the diagrams are given very nicely, and even I provided you some UML diagrams of different design patterns, uh, in which all these design patterns are covered. So go through that particular diagrams, then you will clearly get the idea of this particular design patterns. Okay, so uh, let's go further. Creator. So this creator may call the generating method for creating product objects. Then after concrete creator. Okay, product, concrete product, creator, concrete creator. So these four are the main basic participants of this particular pattern. It overrides the generating method for creating concrete product objects. Okay, in after this we are having some diagrams in which you will get idea. Okay, fourth design pattern of this particular creational design pattern is the abstract pattern. So it provides an interface for creating of object which are related or dependent. Okay, which type of object they create? They create a type of project which are related or dependent. It does not specify their concrete classes like we have created in the previous type fact in the previous type factory पॅटर्न मध्ये आपण पाहिलं होतं. तर तसे कॉन्क्रीट क्लासेस यामध्ये नसतात. ऍब्स्ट्रॅक्ट